It was the perfect day for a dive. The sun cast its golden rays upon the serene Pacific Ocean as the group of 5 friends, Mia, Sarah, Tom, Lucas, and Emily, prepared for an unforgettable adventure. Little did they know that their trip would be memorable for all the wrong reasons. Upon arriving at the marina, the divers met with their boat captain, a grizzled old man named Gus. His eyes were cold and distant, like the depths they would soon explore. Despite his unnerving appearance, he seemed knowledgeable about the area, boasting about the magnificent underwater landscapes he would show them. As the boat cut through the shimmering waters of the Pacific Ocean, the 5 friends excitedly chatted about the upcoming dive. The salty sea air and the gentle rocking of the boat only heightened their anticipation. So Gus, Tom, the most experienced diver in the group, asked the boat captain, "What kind of marine life can we expect to see at this dive site?" Gus let out a low chuckle, his eyes never leaving the horizon. "You'll see all sorts of creatures down there. Colorful fish, intricate corals, and maybe even a turtle or two if you're lucky." Emily, an avid photographer, adjusted her camera strap and grinned. "I can't wait to capture some amazing underwater shots. I've heard this area has some of the most beautiful coral reefs." "It sure does," Gus replied, the corners of his mouth curling into a subtle smile. "You won't be disappointed." As the boat continued its journey, the friends exchanged stories of their past diving experiences. Sarah, a marine biologist, shared her fascination with the delicate balance of the underwater ecosystem. "It's incredible how every species, no matter how small, plays a vital role in maintaining the health of the reef," she said, her eyes sparkling with passion. Lucas, who was relatively new to diving, turned to Mia and asked, "Are you nervous at all? This will be my deepest dive yet." Mia flashed him a reassuring smile. "A little, but I trust our group. Besides, we're all in this together." The friends continued their lively conversations, occasionally asking Gus for more details about the dive site. As they drew closer to their destination, the sun climbed higher in the sky, casting a warm, inviting glow over the water. After a 2-hour journey, Gus's boat came to a stop at the dive site. The divers marveled at the crystal-clear water, eagerly anticipating the wonders that awaited them below. Donning their gear, they plunged into the refreshing sea, leaving their worries behind. Descending into the underwater realm, the divers were amazed by the vibrant colors that surrounded them. The coral reef teemed with life, as if every inch of space was claimed by a unique and enchanting species. The friends swam together, snapping photos and pointing out mesmerizing sights to one another. As they moved deeper, they noticed a cave hidden among the coral formations. Its entrance was shrouded in darkness, a stark contrast to the kaleidoscope of hues that surrounded it. The friends shared excited glances, as if to say, "Why not?" and cautiously ventured into the mysterious abyss. The cave was a labyrinth of tunnels, filled with the eerie silence of the deep sea. As the divers navigated the dark passageways, their lights revealed a shocking sight. A giant shark feasting on the remains of another massive fish. The sight of the monstrous predator sent a collective shiver down their spines, but the true terror was yet to come. In their haste to retreat, one of the divers accidentally knocked a rock loose from the cave wall. The sound echoed throughout the tunnels, and the shark's head snapped towards them, its black eyes locking onto its new prey. As the giant shark detected the presence of the divers, its instincts kicked into high gear. Its sleek, powerful body propelled it through the water with incredible speed and agility. Panic set in as the divers scrambled to escape the cave, their once coordinated movements devolving into a frantic race for survival. In the confusion, the friends became separated, each finding themselves alone in the darkness with the ravenous predator. The first diver to be hunted was Sarah. As she frantically swam through the tunnels, she glanced back and caught sight of the shark's massive form closing in. Its rows of razor-sharp teeth glistened in the dim light as it lunged towards her. Sarah attempted to dodge the attack, but the shark's powerful jaws clamped down on her, crushing her in an instant. The remaining divers heard Sarah's muffled scream and knew that the relentless predator was now coming for them. Tom, the most experienced diver in the group, tried to outsmart the shark by navigating through a narrow passage, hoping that the shark would be unable to follow. As he squeezed through the tight space, the shark's enormous bulk became wedged in the tunnel behind him. For a moment, it seemed that Tom had escaped the beast's clutches. But the shark's determination was relentless. It thrashed and writhed, dislodging rocks and creating a cloud of sediment that filled the cave with a choking haze. As the shark finally freed itself, Tom realized that he had become disoriented in the murky water. Unable to find his way out, he was cornered by the predator, who wasted no time tearing him apart. One by one, the shark pursued the remaining divers, each meeting a grisly fate. Mia, in her panic, became entangled in her own air hose, struggling to untangle herself as the shark bore down on her. The beast's powerful tail whipped through the water, striking her with such force that she was knocked unconscious before being consumed. Lucas and Emily, the last two divers, clung to each other in the darkness, their hearts pounding in their chests. They knew that their chances of survival were slim, but they resolved to face the shark together. As the predator's ominous silhouette approached, they steeled themselves for the end. The shark circled them, sizing up its prey. Emily, in a last-ditch effort to save herself and Lucas, grabbed a sharp piece of rock and stabbed the shark in the eye. The creature reared back in pain, momentarily disoriented. Seizing the opportunity, the two divers bolted towards the cave's entrance, praying that they would make it to the surface. But the shark's bloodlust had only intensified. It pursued them relentlessly, its mangled eye a testament to the savagery of the deep. As they neared the exit, Lucas felt a sudden, powerful pull on his leg, and he was dragged back into the darkness. Emily could only watch helplessly as her friend was swallowed whole, his final scream echoing through the underwater cavern. Emily burst through the surface, gasping for air and sobbing uncontrollably. The beautiful underwater world she had once admired now held only terror and despair. As she clung to a floating buoy, she stared at the seemingly calm ocean, knowing that beneath the surface lurked a merciless killer that had claimed the lives of her friends. Following the harrowing encounter with the monstrous shark, Emily found herself alone in the ocean, her friends gone, devoured by the beast that still lurked beneath the surface. As she clung to a buoy, her tears merged with the salty seawater, the weight of her loss leaving her numb and hollow. Back on the boat, Gus had been watching the scene unfold from a distance. His sinister smile never wavered, despite the screams of the divers echoing across the water. As he saw Emily emerge from the water, he knew he couldn't let her escape and expose his twisted scheme. He started the boat's engine, slowly advancing towards the distraught survivor. Emily, still reeling from the nightmare she had just endured, barely noticed the boat approaching. When she finally looked up and saw Gus's cold, calculating eyes staring down at her, she realized that he had known all along. The truth hit her like a tidal wave. Gus had led them to their doom on purpose. As the boat drew near, Emily summoned her remaining strength and swam away from the buoy. She had to reach the shore and alert the authorities. With each stroke, her fear and adrenaline pushed her forward, knowing that the bloodthirsty shark and the malevolent Gus were both hunting her. Gus, realizing that Emily was slipping away, decided to take drastic action. He steered the boat towards her, attempting to run her down and silence her forever. Emily dove under the waves just as the boat raced above her, narrowly avoiding its deadly hull. Her quick thinking and determination allowed her to put some distance between herself and Gus. As she swam, she noticed a nearby island that could provide her with temporary refuge. She adjusted her course and made her way towards it. Upon reaching the shore of the small island, Emily dragged herself onto the sand, her body trembling from exhaustion. She knew that she couldn't stay there for long, as Gus would soon realize her plan and come after her. She had to find a way to signal for help. In the meantime, Gus circled the area in his boat, frustrated by Emily's escape. He knew he had to find her before she could expose his dark secret, but he was also aware that he couldn't keep searching indefinitely. He decided to return to the mainland, intending to come back later and continue the hunt. On the island, Emily managed to find some driftwood and dry foliage. She started a signal fire, sending plumes of smoke into the sky, hoping that someone would see it and come to her rescue. As she waited, she mourned the loss of her friends and vowed to bring Gus to justice. Hours later, a passing fishing boat noticed the smoke and came to investigate. Relieved, Emily shared her harrowing tale with the fishermen. They immediately radioed the authorities and headed back to the mainland. Gus's twisted scheme was finally exposed, and a manhunt was launched to capture him. Though the grief of losing her friends would always remain, Emily's courage and determination had ensured that no more innocent lives would be lost to Gus's heinous deception. The police arrested the sadistic captain, who later confessed to luring unsuspecting divers to their deaths. He had been tracking the shark's movements and deliberately chose dive sites where it was known to hunt. When asked why he committed such heinous acts, Gus remained eerily silent, offering no explanation for his twisted deeds. The tragic tale of the 5 friends serves as a chilling reminder of the dangers lurking beneath the surface of our vast oceans. But it also highlights the depths of human depravity, as one man's twisted desires led to the gruesome deaths of countless innocent victims. In the end, it was not the shark's insatiable hunger that proved most terrifying, but the cruel deception orchestrated by a man who appeared to be their friend. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more true scary stories.